All right, good morning. We are starting this week to go over math again, to talk about fractions and how to change fractions and how to multiply fractions. So, you did not get 10-1, and that's because we're going to go over it quickly in class. It's very simple. Basically, 10-1 says, if you have the fraction 2/3, it's equal to the numerator, which is the 2, be a whole number, times, now my numerator changes to a 1/3. Please mute your mics.
Miss Blackmon?
Yes.
Are you just showing us how to do it?
Yes, because you don't have this.
Okay.
All right.
I don't get it.
Nobody has this one.
I don't get it.
Okay, I'm going to go over it again. All right, this is just simply showing you how we're going to get to where we are today. All right, so if I have 3/6, that equals a whole number 3 times what over 6? Well, 3 times what number gives me 3? 1. That's all we're doing, is we're breaking it up into a fraction that's 1 over the denominator and the multiplying it by the whole number. So if I had 500 over 1,000, that would be equal to 500 times 1 over 1,000. Okay, that's just simply to show you where we're going today. All right, so today we're going to start multiplying by whole numbers, and then the number on the numerator of our fraction is going to change. It's not going to be 1 anymore. So, talking about that, look at page 550. All right, the example he gives you says, Dory lives 1/4 mile from school. If she walks to and from school each day, how far does Dory walk during the week? Well, that means she walks 1/4 of a mile to school on Monday, 1/4 of a mile home. 1/4 of a mile to school, 1/4 of a mile home. So, how many fourths did we get? Well, she walked 1/4 to, 1/4 home. 1/4 Monday to school, 1/4 home from school. 1/4 Wednesday, 1/4 home. 1/4 Thursday, 1/4 home. 1/4 Friday, 1/4 home. So this would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just add that together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So she walked 10/4 for the week. Good morning. Good morning, Salvador. Okay, so she walked 10 1/4. Okay, now, if I wanted to find this out without doing all the addition, I could. I could say, could count them all, and say that she went 10 times 1 over 4. Now, I multiply the 10 times the 1, and the 4 stays the same. Because technically a whole number is over 1. So it'd be 10 times 1, 1 times 4. So I get 10 over 4. Now, the one thing you have got to learn, because the multiplication part is easy. You have the number 10 over 4. I've got to change that because my bottom number of my fraction cannot be smaller than my top number. So to change this, I say 4 divided into 10 because that acts as a division line. So 4 goes into 10 2 times. So 2, this becomes my whole number. And we've done this before. So 2 becomes my whole number. This, what's left, becomes my numerator. And then what we divided by is our denominator. So I get 2 and 2/4. Yes, Jasmine. I just went over the problem on 550. I'm moving to 551. So let's look at 551. It's the guided practice. 551. All right, we're going to start with number 2. We're going to start with number 2. Do I have an expo over there? Because this one's giving out on me. All right, we're starting with number 2. All right, there we go. All right, so first off, I know that there's going to be 2 that we're going to multiply by. So I'm going to put my 2 right here times, and I'll figure that out in a minute. Now, I need to look at 1 pi. How many pieces are there? 2. How many total pieces? 6. Okay? So that's the first thing I do is I figure out how many pieces are in my pie out of how many pieces total were my pie. Now, I'm going to multiply the 2 over 6 by the 2. Always remember that your whole number is over 1. All right. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 6 is 6. I do not have to change that because my top number is smaller than my bottom number. Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 is broken up into 2 thirds. Each bump on there is 2 thirds. How many do we have total that we need to multiply by? 4. 4 times 2 over 3. Okay, put my 4 over 1 and I multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 3 is 3. So I get 8 over 3. Now, my bottom number is smaller than my top number, so I have to change it. So I've got 8. Oh, this one's giving up too. Huh? It's okay. All right. So I've got 8 over 3. And I'm going to try and figure that out. So I'm going to divide. 3 goes into 8. Yes, Emma. All right. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm subtracting it 2. Okay. This becomes my whole number. So I get a whole number of 2. We're on number 2. Or I'm sorry, number 3. This becomes my numerator. And this, what we divided by, stays my denominator. Over 3.
Can you raise your board a little up? Okay.
Guys, you have to divide these out to be right this time around. You can't leave them with the numerator being bigger than the denominator. All right, let's look at number 4. All right, number 4. How many 1/8 do I have? 5. So my whole number is going to be 5 times 1 over 8. Remember, I put my whole number over 1. Now you can multiply this. 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 8 is 8. Do I need to change anything on that one, or are we okay? Yeah, we're okay on this one because our numerator is smaller than our denominator. Our numerator is smaller than our denominator. All right, let's look at number 5. Number 5. How many 2/3 or how many 2/10 do I have? 3. So 3. Oh my gosh, these markers are giving out faster than anything. All right, so 3 times 2 over 10. Put the 3 over a 1 and multiply. Everybody multiply that right now. All right, so 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 10 is 10. Do I need to change that? No. Okay, look at number 6. Number 6 says, calculate the distance Margot rides her bike if she rides 7/8 of a mile each day for 8 days. So she's doing it for 8 days, and each day she's riding 7 over 8. Multiply that. Asia, we're on page 551, 551.
I can't see it.
What are you having to do? All right, so if I divide, or if I multiply 8 times 7, I get 56. 1 times 8 is 8. Now, my 8 is smaller than my 56, so I have to divide. 8 goes into 56 7 times. And I get a 0 remainder. So all I really need is this whole number. So the answer to that one is 7. All right, let's look at number 7. Number 7 says, calculate the distance Tom rides his bike if he rides 5-6 miles each day for 5 days. So this is number 7. So he rides 5, 6 times 5. Multiply that. Miliani, did you ever get on? Miliani? Leon? Leon? Sophia Brito? Sophia Brito? Asia, I got you. Luciana? Luciana? All right. All right, now we're just going to multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 1 is 6. I cannot leave my answer this way, so I divide. 6 divided into 25. Goes in 4 times. That'd be 24. Subtract, I get 1. So this is my whole number. My whole number is 4. This is my numerator, 1/6. All right, today for homework, you're doing page 553, 553.
Miss Blackmon,
Yes,
can I see your board again?
I just erased it. What part do you need to see?
Number 7.
What do you need to see about it?
I got the division wrong. I did,
Did you do the division like this? 4 into, I'm sorry, it's 6. 6 into 25. Did it look like that, Lillian?
yeah, I wrote that down.
Okay. How many times does 4 or does 6 go into 25?
4,
4. 4 times 6 is what?
25.
24.
I mean 24.
I subtract and I get 1. So I get 4 and 1/6. All right.
Okay.
All right. So your homework tonight is page 553, 1 through 8. 1 through 8. 553, 1 through 8. $553, 1 through 8.
Okay, Miss Blackmon.
If the bottom number is bigger than the top or smaller than the top, you have to divide it. Okay? Just like I showed you. All right, for science today, I'm going to bring up the video, so if you give me just 1 minute. All right, so for science today, you are going to be watching the brain pop on digestive system. I'm actually going to show it in class today. Then you'll need to take notes either while you're in class or later on you'll have to get back on and rewatch it and take your notes. All right, let me bring it up here. Get the audio turned on. All right, here we go.
These are really good. My compliments to the chef. Dear Tim and Moby, how do we digest food? From Sam. Oh, why thank you. Digestion is about breaking apart the food we eat so that our bodies can use the food's nutrients. Food is broken up in two ways: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is the physical breaking apart of food. Chemical digestion is when chemicals called enzymes break food into molecules that your body can absorb. Both types of digestion occur in our mouths. Chewing mechanically breaks food apart, while an enzyme in your spit called salivary amylase breaks down carbohydrates. When food you eat becomes a soft, gooey mass, your tongue pushes it to the opening of your esophagus at the back of your mouth. The esophagus squeezes the food down into the stomach. Inside your stomach, food is churned and mixed with enzymes and other digestive juices, including hydrochloric acid. These chemicals break down proteins and fats. A lining of mucus protects your stomach from the acid. After about 4 hours in your stomach, food is the consistency of a thick milkshake, and we call it chyme. Chyme moves into the small intestine, which is actually not so small. It's about 7 meters long. The small intestine is where most of the nutrients from food are absorbed. In the first part of the small intestine, called the duodenum, digestive juices from the liver and pancreas join the breakdown mix. They turn the chyme into a soup of molecules small enough to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Well, there are these tiny finger-like things called villi lining the inside of the small intestine. Cells on the surface of the villi absorb nutrients from chyme as it flows by. When chyme gets to the large intestine, it's thin and watery. The large intestine is actually way shorter than the small intestine, but because it's a lot wider, it's called large. Sometimes it's called the colon. The large intestine sucks most of the water out of digested chyme in a process called absorption. This step is important because recovering that water keeps you from getting dehydrated. Once most of the water is gone, solid waste is moved to the last part of the large intestine, the rectum. When enough waste piles up there, you're ready to go to the bathroom, and the digestive process is complete. The whole digestion process can take up to 2 or 3 days. Ooh. I think I ate too many pancakes.
Okay. So, we are talking about the digestive system for the next couple of days, today and tomorrow basically. So you'll probably want to watch that again, and you'll want to take notes over the words that he puts up on the board. So like the word chyme, like the word large intestine, you need to stop it Write down what he says it is. All right? So that you're taking good notes over the digestive system. Do I have any questions about science? You're not doing anything in science except for watching the video and taking notes.
Yes. Which video is it again?
Digestive system on Brain Pop.
Do we need to send the picture?
No, there's no pictures today.
Okay.
Digestive system on Brain Pop. Yes, Gianna.
No, I had a question. I'm like, which one is on? Brain Pop Junior or Brain Pop?
Brain Pop, regular Brain Pop.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, Darlene, digestive system. All right, for those of you ready to go ahead and leave, you can start work on your math, or you can rewatch your video. And for those of you that want to stay on for extra help, you're welcome to do that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.